Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm Charlotte McGinnis, and as always, I want to welcome you and thank you for joining me, either live or at your convenience, for my Sunday Soulful Conversation. Well, it's hot, hot, hot here in the mountains, and I think it's hot everywhere from what I gather, so I hope y'all are staying cool and stay hydrated out there. Make sure you drink lots of water and electrolytes and anything you can to keep you happy and healthy. So anyway, that being said, it's still beautiful. Grateful for everything, the hot, the cold, the rain, the sunshine, all of it. Because an attitude of gratitude will always get us a lot further down the road than fighting it. So a couple things. Sorry I wasn't here last week. I was in West Virginia. Had a great quick trip up. Got to meet my two great nieces. My nephew Sam and his wife Nancy. They have a adorable 10-month-old Allie, who is just precious. And then my other niece Laura and her husband had their third a year ago, Poppy, Penelope, and she's cute as a button too. And got to spend time with them and the other nieces and nephews, and of course my sisters and brother-in-law and family, and it was all good. So there's Laura. Good morning, Laura. Happy Sunday. So it's always good to leave, but always love coming back home. Had some company this week. Bonnie and Bill came through on their way back from the GEMS show back to Florida. It was great to see them. Spent a couple days here, got to catch up, and it's always good. We love to have visitors and share our home, don't we, Laura? So anyway, that being said, just want to remind you that we have our prayer requests open and available for anyone who's in need of prayer. You just go to my website, charlottemcginnis.com, scroll down the page, click on the prayer request, and there it goes. Or you can send me a message or an email or however, text. I'll do my best to get it up. I have a pretty good record, but I have been known to miss one or two, and I apologize for that. But one thing I've added, because I think it's important, I want to include, not only when I send these requests out to our prayer team, which is about 120 people, I'd like to also share our victories, our good news. Maybe you have a new baby in the family, maybe you accomplished something you've been working towards, whatever it is. Put that out there, because I was getting the feeling that, of course, we're lifting every prayer request we get up for the greatest degree of love, whatever that is. And hey, Donna, happy Sunday to you. So we lift it up for God's will to be done, the greatest good for all involved. And of course, that in itself shifts the vibe from fear to love, aka a miracle. But also when we share our good news, our victories, and so on, it also is lifting the vibe. So share your good news, share your challenges, whatever it is. We're here to lift each other up. Just want to remind you, those of you that knew Mary Fakay, who passed away, it's been, I think, 2 months already, hard to believe. Mary, her celebration will be a Zoom celebration of life service. I'll be leading it along with a couple of friends, Wanda Beebe and Brenda Nyack, and all are welcome to join us. I will be sending out the announcement with the Zoom link again. I've put it out a couple of times, but I'll keep it coming. So I titled today, it's going to be open mic. We'll talk about anything and everything. You can bring your good news, bring your challenges, questions, anything that may speak to your heart to share, whatever it is. Ask a question, we'll just discuss it. Interestingly enough, I've been doing this now since 1993. So a long time. Wow, long time. Anyway, I was just thinking back, I can't believe I've been doing this that long. But that being said, so I've obviously spoken many Sundays, many times during the week, and here and there and everywhere, and I do love it, and I love sharing things I learn, and I love hearing from everybody, because I also am very enlightened by my book groups that have been going on for years, and those are on Zoom, and those, good morning, Sue. Those book groups are not only a pleasure for me to do, but I learned so much. There's so much wisdom and depth and support in those groups. And seriously, if you're interested in really going deep, you can come on Wednesdays. We are doing book studies. We're finishing up Marianne Williamson's book, Mystic Jesus. And I'm not sure what we're going into in a couple of weeks, but I'll keep you posted. And then, of course, the ongoing Course in Miracles Way of Mastery group on Fridays. So everyone's welcome to join us for any or all of the above. So, I love the exchange. I love the lifting each other up without judgment and pointing fingers, but just really sincerity of desire to heal. And yes, Jerry, thank you. I woke up this morning. I'm blessed with another day to celebrate life. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with me. Jerry, yes, that is key. If you all want to do anything to lift the vibe of yourself and the planet, gratitude. Wake up, say thank you, God, and give our day, good morning, Sue, give your day to love. Dedicate it to healing, forgiveness, and connection. And how can I bring the greatest degree of love into this day, into my heart, and how can I share it? So yeah, that's awesome. So just a reminder, speaking of starting the day, I like to start the day with the little mantra from the Course in Miracles, which is quite simple. I attempt to do it most mornings, and I accomplish it most mornings, but it's very simple. Before I even open my eyes, it's, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And to whom? And by that little mantra, those 4 lines, we're really offering our hearts and our mind and our bodies, our lives to the Holy Spirit to be of service to the dream, to the awakening of humanity, and to be willing to stand in our love in all we do. So that's a great way to start. So is anyone, please share questions, anything you all like to do to lift yourselves up, any challenges, prayer requests, whatever. And I'm going to just, I do have a few things here that I thought were very interesting and that I'd like to share if you haven't read about it already. This really was amazing and something I've been holding a vision for many years, not to do it because I'm not cut out for this part of it, but I've been holding the vision for someone to do it, and someone's doing it. And Alice Walton, the Walton Walmart crew, wealthiest woman in the world, she has actually opened a medical school in Bentonville, Arkansas. And that's where the Waltons are from, Arkansas. And this medical school is really next level medicine. And, we're moving, it's almost like I look at the model of allopathic medicine. It's in many ways, it's wonderful. I'm not beating it up. But it's like a dinosaur because there's been so many advancements. There's been a lot more understanding and recognition of the value of holistic, alternative means of healing. There's been a lot of proven research on foods that are good for us, foods that strengthen us, foods that give us life, right? There's a lot of research about food being medicine. There has been for many years, but I think people now are finally accepting that as a means for healing. Food is medicine. And of course, like I said, it's been around a while. Who said that? Anyone know? Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. I know one of you all have to know who that was. Okay, I'll tell you in a minute if nobody guesses it. And Donna, I know you know. So, and there's an institute to support his healing in West Palm Beach, Florida. So I've been there a few times. It's really cool. But anyway, back to Alice Walton. She has funded a medical school, and it's in Arkansas, and they're really using the technology that's coming forth, the AI technology, which is interesting. I'm still a little like just stepping back watching that. That's my opinion. I know there's value in it. I know there's breakthroughs in it, so I'm not poo-pooing it. I just don't understand it enough to like rah-rah go for it, but I think it's a good thing. But she's also offering many modalities that are helpful, those that I mentioned. So it's a integrative approach with next level of healing. So I'm very excited that that's starting. There you go, Donna. I knew you'd get it. Hippocrates. Yes, Hippocrates. He was the father of medicine. Let medicine be thy food and food be thy medicine. So I'll give a plug. See, I'm just talking today because I didn't plan anything. I'm just having a conversation, sharing, and whatever comes through me, whatever spirit wants me to share with you guys, that's what I'm doing. So, but the Hippocrates Institute is a very cool place in West Palm Beach, Florida. So they offer a lot of, it's a vegan approach to healing, a lot of wheatgrass, a lot of holistic measures and healing practice that goes into that. And it's a cool place. They've helped a lot of people. I don't think it's the path for everybody, but I know it's a good place. So they named it, of course, after the father of medicine, Hippocrates. So kudos, bravo to Alice Walton for opening this beautiful center and really shining light on new possibilities for the future. And I do believe that if we open ourselves up, that there are just all sorts of wonderful things. Good morning, Philip. How are you? There's all sorts of awesome things just at the sort of underneath the surface, just waiting to emerge. And I think there's going to be breakthroughs in all sorts of things, medicine, and the way we approach life and learn, and the way we live. And so we have to really hold that in our heart and know that it's good, and pray that the greatest degree of love, that which serves the greater good of all, is coming forward. So I think that we're going to go through, as they say, the next few years are on an accelerated path. So put that vibe out there for only good to come, and release any fear about it, any judgment. It's God's will be done on the greatest degree of all levels. And so exciting times. So as I was, something, that I bounce around a lot with what I read, and I go down a lot of rabbit holes because I'm curious. I'd like to know why people perceive things the way they do without making people wrong. That's not in my agenda at all. I certainly, yes, Donna, that's beautifully said. We're emerging our greater selves. Couldn't have said it better. That's why you said it. So anyway, so there's, it's a time of really deep reflection, and we're merging to our greater selves, as Donna just mentioned. So we're all kind of watching this movie, as it plays itself out. I go down a lot of rabbit holes. As a matter of fact, this morning I'm kind of into Jim Baker, the PTL guy. I like his show. He has interesting people on. Today it's on YouTube, and I was like, wow, that's cool, that's interesting. And I'm finding that, maybe everything that they're saying isn't 100% in the way I perceive it, but I don't choose to make anyone wrong on where they are, because as A Course in Miracles says, that, there's many paths to God, and I honor all those, and I want to find the path that gets me there the fastest. And I find that for me has been through the Course of Miracles and Christianity and the Judeo-Christian model, and of course as I delve into Hinduism and Buddhism, I see that they have great attributes and aspects as well. So there's a lot of rabbit holes to go down, and I'm like, you know what, there is, just if you want to sum it up, as we go down these rabbit holes in one word, and now you've got technology and science, which is very cool, right? Well, if you sum it up very simply, as the Course says, the Course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way: nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. So ultimately, what is real can't be threatened. What is real? What is real is our soul, our eternal nature, God, love. And so that can't be threatened. what is temporal, everything that seems to be breaking down in the world, needs to break down so we can emerge to our higher selves, as Donna so beautifully stated. And as we do that, we're lifting that veil to truth, to remembering who we are. And to remember that, as the Course in Miracles says, that, and interestingly enough, I think I heard it on Jim Baker's show last week, that really forgiveness is where it's at. And one thing that I've heard before, but as I evolve spiritually, I hear things differently than I did. I used to. I definitely hear scripture from a whole different place, so I don't, it's in a good place. I appreciate it more and more now as I go down these different paths. But one of the guests he had on a couple of weeks ago was talking about, to be forgiven, we have to forgive. And so it's, I believe, going into this statement that I've read, and it really does touch me, we got to clean up our stuff. And we don't want, I talk about this a lot, but our soul is calling out, bringing in everything, the soul is really our teacher, and this world is reflecting back to us everywhere where we may still be holding a grievance or a judgment or a misperception or an attachment or an idea that doesn't serve us in the greater good. And so the soul is eternal, and everything out here, the ego, and the ego, is I love the acronym, edging God out. That's what the devil or Satan really wants to do, is keep us away from the light, right? Keep us distracted. So it's like, ooh, shiny, chase that, do this, do that, right? Well, we're never going to find, we're just going to keep going on this hamster wheel thinking that we're going to find what we're looking for outside, and we're not. So it's all an inside job. And ultimately, as I've said a million times, not a million, but a lot, is as Marianne Williamson said years ago, when you put your head on the pillow at night, you might want to ask yourself, who have I not forgiven today? Where am I still holding grievances or judgments towards myself or others? And really, all healing, we've talked about this as well, is self-healing. All forgiveness is self-forgiveness. And ultimately, if I'm seeing, that's why the world is such an amazing thing, this illusion or this dream that we think is real, is just reflecting back to me. If we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So it's continually giving me feedback. And it's like, ooh, good feedback, yay. Not so good feedback. You might want to work on that a little bit. You got a little forgiveness work to do here. But so I've learned to make really good friends with the ego. It's not this monster. It's actually my friend showing me a mirror, mirroring to me where I still have a little work to do. Good morning, Faith. How are you? So this statement is relevant to what I'm sharing here, and it says, the older you get, the closer eternity seems. You never know when the sand is going to run out of the hourglass. So just wanted to say, live well, be kind to others, love and appreciate your family and friends. And so tomorrow is never promised for anyone. And I think that's so important, it's just kind of like, we don't know when I get notices all the time. People, last week, a few people I knew passed. I mean, I know I'm getting older. That's one aspect of it. As you get older, that just tends to be part of our experience here, the transition into spirit. But also, I think that it's a reflection of like, wow, why do we waste all this energy and time on meaningless things? Get back to being more kind and appreciate your family and your friends, and let go of the small stuff. You don't have to really surround yourself with people who lift you up and encourage you. You don't need to try and fix, yes, blessed beyond measure, aren't we all, Faith? So, I'm really conscious of who and what I let into my space. And I think it's important. It doesn't mean that anything, if I don't want a blue couch, that the blue couch is bad. It's just, it's not inspiring and uplifting. There are people that are maybe not on the same path, maybe, and that's cool. But I think it's important to always choose, just let go and know that we do have free will, and we can choose to say yes or no to who and what we invite into our circle, our sacred circle. And also understand, ultimately, everybody is in the sacred circle. That's the truth. But the more we just stay still and watch funny things on TV, learn, like funny movies will lift you up and make you laugh. I watched Happy Gilmore #2 yesterday on Netflix. It's laughed out loud. It's stupid and silly, but funny. So, that's healing. Happy cells are healthy cells. So, really pay attention. As I said, as we go through this time, and I think a lot of people since COVID, I'll certainly speak for myself, it's been a time that we've all gone in and reflected and realized, there's something here bigger going on, and I don't know what it is. And I think ultimately it's just the eruption of everything that Judge Judy, yeah, bless Judge Judy. So anyway, since COVID, we saw a lot of death. We experienced a lot of fear, a lot of weird approaches to it, and just it was time of just strangeness. But I think it's also brought many of us closer to, certainly gotten us to question things more, to want more understanding, to seek God more, seek love more, let go of the small stuff, all of those things. And so the more we do that, I believe that we do need to protect and nurture our soul and take it. Good morning, Danae. Happy Sunday to you. So we need to nurture and feed our soul with that which is of the light, of love, of unity, peace, oneness, and of God. And so it is a time of great transition and awakening, but really it's an exciting time. And so I like this. I don't like this actually, but it makes it point. It definitely packs a punch, and I would say it's a fact based on what I continue to recognize and learn and watch all different perspectives, trying to understand. Okay, instead of just drawing my line in the sand and saying, okay, well, this is how it's got to be, and I'm not going to agree or like what other people are thinking. I'm like, my question is, why do they think that way? I'm curious. And often my mind has been changed by talking to people rather than judging people. It's real easy to judge people. Oh, golly, no, how can they think about that? I just want to, as I read on a sign, good morning, Carol, as I read on a sign, it must have been on Facebook, like God says, just love everybody, I'll sort them out later. And I think that's so important. We don't have to police the universe. We just have to work on our own stuff, offer love, peace, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, welcome everybody into our hearts. But like I said, your sacred circle, what was the movie, Meet the Fockers? When he talked about his sacred trust circle or something like that. I don't know why that popped in. See, I just... it's interesting. I just grab things that come in as I speak. But anyway, sort of that, but not exactly. But here we are. We're obviously here together on Sundays as an example to just lift each other up, share, learn, take what you like and leave the rest. I welcome feedback, questions. As I said, put your prayer request out there. If you have any questions or feedback on anything, go for it. And so this is something I think that is pertinent to where we are collectively, what I want to share here. And it is We've been divided by race, religion, gender, politics, and pride. Because if we remembered that we're all one, that we're all children of God, we'd become unstoppable. And another thing that I'll be like Oprah, I know for sure, is that, united we stand, divided we fall. And we really need to make an attempt to open our hearts to understanding more, maybe, and to being more sensitive to people who may not look or think or act like us, because I do believe that the ego, edging God out, right, or the devil, Satan, whatever you want to call it, is here to keep us pitted against each other. And it's done very sneaky. Oh, your religion's not real. No, that you have to fit in this box if you're going to do it right. That's what really got me going down another rabbit hole. I had a great experience being a Methodist Christian. I thought it was fantastic. It was positive, upbeat. It wasn't like I thought it was negative, but my curiosity when I was about in my teens, I was like, well, I used to hear clamorings of, well, why did that they're not really Christians, or if you're not a Christian and believe this way, you're going to go to hell. And they're not doing it right, and they're not good. And I'm like, well, that's, first of all, that just made no sense to me. So religion has definitely been something that I think the darkness has tried to use to pit us against each other. All this talk about gender these days, identity, it's not about taking a side. It's about embracing and loving all of it. I don't... I have thoughts and opinions and ideas about things, but I'm certainly not choosing to make anyone wrong who doesn't think like I do, because that's when the devil or the darkness wins. So if I don't understand it, I bless it. I say, okay, Holy Spirit, I'm a little charged up here. I don't understand this. Whatever, show me how to find peace. Show me another way to see it. Sure enough, the book falls off the bookshelf. The perfect video pops up, whatever it is, so the answers are there for the asking. So we've used race certainly as being a dividing force. So race, religion, gender, politics. Yeah, that one's been a big one, right? It's just I pray for the greatest good, and that those in the position of power, making the decisions, make decisions based on the greatest degree of love. I don't want to rip through and point fingers and be angry and all of that, because that's taken us down the drain, the rabbit hole of fear. And so there's many things I don't really align with or even like, but I'm choosing to own it and say, okay, help me to see the light in this rather than my ego's judgment of how it needs to be. Because, as this says, when we remember that we are all one, and we'll become unstoppable. It's like the fast track from this duality to peace and oneness and unity to heaven, awakening, right? So it's a process. It's a journey that we're all on. And, the Course in Miracles, as I mentioned earlier, says, although a universal theology is impossible, a universal experience is not only possible, but necessary. So what does that mean? It means there's more than one path to God. And, we're here to really invite Spirit, God of our understanding, as they say in certain rooms, into our heart and be led by that. I find that it's very interesting where I'm led when I do that, and how much the better I feel about my own sense of being, the less I need to point fingers and attack or defend or judge. So again, ultimately, we're in this world, but not of this world. We're here to stand in love, and for for all beings, all humans, all animals, everything, trees, plants, the whole world. And just shine the light. Be above the battleground. That's a great teaching from the Course in Miracles. The Buddhists talk about being an observer. So we step back, we sort of watch the movie. And this is an interesting movie these days. And the temptation of the ego is to jump in and try and fix it or judge it or change it, and it keeps it going and keeps us pitted against each other. That's weak vibration stuff. You know, we got to say, okay, interesting movie, from a distance. The quote from the song, From a Distance, you look like my friend, even though we're at war. So from a distance, we can get a clearer perspective. From a distance, we step back and we just send love to everything and everybody. So it's time, you know, for us to, this was cute and I thought it was just a positive, uplifting statement. We all need to be somebody who makes everybody feel like a somebody. So, you know, what can you do to make someone feel good today? Good morning, Leslie. Compliment someone on their hair, their shirt, you know, thank your server, you know, give eye contact to the person checking out your, at the grocery store, you know, be appreciative, make people feel like a somebody. You know, it's real easy to get caught up on too busy and I got to look at my phone and whatever, you know, but be present is so important. And so, you know, there's lots of things we can do. I don't think anything anybody shares is really new. I will say that I feel like that the good stuff is really coming and we don't know what it is yet. So if we can just stay in our hearts, keep it simple, there's every moment to keep it real simple. You know, we can go into this big conversation, but love or fear in every moment, kindness or defense or attack, right? So every moment we have free will to choose which teacher is going to be with me in this moment. The ego, and what's the ego want to do? Keep us asleep, keep us distracted, keep us in fear, keep us angry, keep us in poverty, sickness, all of those things. So we really, why would you want to align with the ego? The ego keeps us in the past. Holy Spirit keeps us in the present, keeps us in peace, keeps us in love, compassion. We see the world through completely different eyes. I mean, I hear a lot of people who are so fearful, and I get it. You know, if I'm identifying and attaching to this insane illusion, dream world, yeah, it's a fearful place. If I identify with my eternal nature, my soul, my spirit, I just watch it like, what a movie. I do have control of, we don't have control necessarily of what's going on, but you know what? We have control of our response to what's going on, how we choose to view it. That's when we overcome the world. That was what Jesus came here to teach us. He said, okay, it is finished. He took that journey to the cross for us so that we don't have to do it anymore. Just follow his teachings, his example, and you know, we can accelerate this awakening process. You know, be in the world, not of it. So I'm going to close, unless someone wants to shoot out a comment or a question real quick. I'm going to close with something I read this morning that I think is beautiful. I know that the Lord's Prayer is really my favorite prayer, and I recite that often. And I know that there is an Aramaic version of the Lord's Prayer. The Aramaic language was the language of Jesus, which actually, when you break down the Aramaic translation of the Lord's Prayer, it's very deep and meaningful. I love that version of it. And this one I had never heard, the Celtic version of the Lord's Prayer. The Course in Miracles has a version of the Lord's Prayer, which I don't have on me right now, but I'll pull it up for another time. But the Celtic version of the Lord's Prayer is Holy One, beyond all names, eternal wellspring, May love rise again in us today, with food for every table, shelter for every family, and reverence for every life. Forgive us our failings in love and free us from all falseness, that the light of our souls may shine and the strength of our spirits endure for earth and all its people, this day, tonight, and forever. Isn't that awesome? I just love that. Food for everybody, reverence for every life. Forgive us our failings in love, and free us from the falseness. Is like lifting that veil so that our light can shine brighter. So the world, as A Course in Miracles says, is a teaching device for bringing it home. We're here to learn one thing and one thing only: forgiveness. And forgiveness means that I'm willing to look beyond the story that I've made up about a person or a situation, and I'm willing to allow the Holy Spirit to reinterpret every thought that I have in my mind from fear to love. So thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, back on track. I'm not planning on traveling anywhere too soon, but that being said, see you next Sunday. You're welcome to join us for the groups. Submit your prayer request and or your good news. I always like to hear good news, and we'll share it. If you want to be on the prayer team, I'd love that too. We're growing and really spreading some good vibes out there. So all are welcome. Just let me know. I'll give you the details. So in the meantime, be well, be love, and have a blessed week. Thanks, everybody. Namaste.